What is up, dudes? Today is a very special day, as you may or may not know. Uh, Today is Father's Day. Well, whenever you're watching this, it's Father's Day. It's just about an hour from Father's Day right now. It's 11 o'clock, and I'm doing this vlog because, yeah, I did a Mother's Day vlog, and I said in it that I would also do a Father's Day vlog. It's something I feel is very important, and it's going to be quite a bit shorter, a little sweet, maybe a little more gruff and to the point. My father is an incredibly important figure in my life. Not because he and I shared everything together, not because he and I did everything together, because he and I had all the same interests. Uh, he's an incredibly important figure in my life because at all times he was 100% male, and at all times he supported me, except for whenever I was being an idiot. And so I don't really know where I'm going with this. This is a rough one because talking about your dad is, I don't know. It's not something I'm gonna delve into quite like I did with my mother. Mother's Day is, I was talking about how important the two roles are, and your father figure, his job was to mold you. In my case, I feel like he was there to mold me, and I feel like he succeeded. He encouraged me to be manly. He encouraged me to do things that he felt was conducive to raising a good man. And I'm really grateful for that. I absolutely 100% couldn't do it without him. So thank you, Dad. I'm sorry about the terrible lighting and everything else. I'm just, like I said, it's super late, so I just flicked on as many lights as I could. And, shadow and lighting be damned. I'm just here to talk. My father and I haven't always seen eye to eye. In fact, there's times where we've been toe to toe more than eye to eye. And that's okay. Uh, I think it's 100% important for you to always respect your parents, even if you disagree with them. I didn't always do that, of course, because we try. I want you to understand that you should try to respect your parents 100%, but you can't always do that. And my father and I, whew, we are a lot alike. We're very angry people. We are very passionate people, and we're loners. We don't. My dad and I can go a month without talking to each other, and that's not a big deal. We don't. It's neither good nor bad. It's just it is what it is. We get busy, and so we don't talk a whole lot. But whenever my dad and I are together, we do share. We do talk. We catch up, and it's it's two men talking to each other. It's not just a father and son anymore. I finally got to the point in my life where, I am the man of my household. I am the figurehead of it. And so I don't need his guidance as much as I once did, but I understand that his expertise and what he learned in life is still incredibly valuable knowledge to me, and it's something that I try to apply every day in my life. And it's something that going forward, I hope I continue to do good for him because I want him to be proud of me. We all want our dad to be proud of us. By the way, this is going to be unedited. I am not doing any cuts. I am literally uploading this, and that's, if I misspeak, it is what it is. I'm going to go for it. I've never done that. I've done like an unedited talk before, but it was very, very brief. This one's just going to be me putting my emotions out there without cuts. So if I say something, that's maybe a little deeper than I wanted to go, I'm not going to be able to backtrack. You guys are going to see it in one take. And so it's hard. My father, 100%, is the most important male figure in my life. My grandparents, my grandfathers came very close as well. But my dad taught me how to work on cars. He taught me how to shoot a gun. He taught me how to work the land. He taught me a lot, and there was a lot that we missed, and that was kind of disappointing because there was a period where he and my mother separated, which I don't talk about on here because that's not important. But they did separate, and they both have very, very much better lives now. Super happy for both of them. And there was a point where I didn't get as much father time as I needed. And at the time, I didn't know that. I was like, I got this. I want this address to be to all you fathers out there who maybe feel underappreciated on Father's Day or who maybe don't understand. That you just kind of give everything over to your wife or your lover or whoever it is that is the mother figure in your children's life. Don't. You are 100% equally as important as the mother role in a child's life. I got news for you. Every little girl out there wants their daddy to be their knight in shining armor, and you guys should be that. Doesn't mean you have to be a jerk. Doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. It just means that you have to love them and want to protect them in the purest of senses and just that unconditional love. And that's what the father figure is now to a girl, to a daughter. She just wants her dad to be invincible. He's not vulnerable. And this is very similar for the boys too, but we don't need you to be our knight in shining armor. We just need you to dust us off and tell us we're okay. Whenever we get knocked down in the dirt, we don't need you to go and be the knight in shining armor. We need you to show us how to take care of ourselves and to go forth. And sometimes I didn't have that opportunity. And so luckily I did have other important male figures in my life. But I got a late start because of that. My father and I didn't always click from 7 to 16 really. Probably 7 to 18. Once I turned 18, I was able to go to him and be like, hey, it's time that you and I spent more time together. And I would watch how he would handle situations, and that brought me out of my shell. Just confrontations and things. He taught me that anger is okay at times. Anger is not okay all the time. And that sometimes you just have to hit a son of a bitch in the mouth. Like sometimes violence is okay whenever it's applied correctly. Now, I'm not encouraging violence. I'm not inciting violence. I'm just telling you that sometimes you've got to defend yourself. And I had a hard time with, not really defending myself, but just I had a hard time defining the lines between where temper started and where temper ended. And it was so nice to see a man who struggles every bit as much with his temper as I do. He's a rage monster. Oof, that man, and so am I. And so it was nice to be able to learn, and we were able to grow together, and we were able to change our outlooks on life. Especially me, I've definitely changed. I'm far less angry, and I've found outlets for my anger. I had a monitor go down the other day. This was about a month ago. And normally I would have let that build up inside of me and I would have been mad at everyone, and I would have taken it out on everyone. Instead, I threw a temper tantrum, ripped it off the wall, and threw it into my office wall, knocked a gun off the wall, dented the barrel shroud. So it was a learning point then, too. Like, one, don't bottle up your anger. Two, don't throw a temper tantrum. You just have to learn how to cope with those feelings. And I still think that taking that TV out and blowing it up was one of the best things I've ever done. I shot the living pea water out of it, and that made me feel good inside. And I wasn't angry anymore. And it was interesting to see my dad's reactions growing up. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of off track. This is all unedited, so it is what it is. It's so important to notice that young men and young women, maybe not the same, but we model our behaviors off the male figure in our lives, We are very susceptible to if they walk a certain way, talk a certain way, we emulate that. In the same way that generally women bond more with their mothers. Not all. again, this is not a blanket statement. We're just specifically talking about the father figure because it is Father's Day. And so I'm not criticizing it either direction. It's just, it's important to be a strong father and to walk as a godly man, to walk as a man with conscience, and to walk as a man with a straight spine. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to raise your children correctly. You need to be incorruptible for them. You need to teach them morality. You need to hold them susceptible to their actions. Occasionally that means raising your hand and popping them square on the butt. I don't mind that. Again, I've talked about this. My mom paddled me, my dad paddled me, my mom yelled at me, my dad yelled at me. That wasn't because they hated me, it's because they loved me and they were very disappointed in me. And that's a good thing. My father will always be one of my heroes, and the most important male figure in my life. I look like him, I talk like him, I sound like him, so you guys pretty much know what he looks like and who he is. We look almost identical. I'm shaggy right now is the only difference. I haven't shaved in a week. So, but he and I look almost identical. We sound very similar, we talk very similar. We're both gruff, rough, and tumble, and that's caused problems, and that's solved problems. Recently, I had a confrontation with a gentleman, and because of the not the pride, but because of the morals that my father helped instill in me and how we treat women, I was able to stand up without fear of being in the wrong, and I was able to put my message forth correctly, and that was that you do not talk to women like that. And I was thinking the entire time that I was having to deal with this situation that it was my father who instilled that sense of right and wrong when it came to women. And maybe that's probably one of the most important roles that the father figure teaches is treatment of women. I feel like maybe that's what's wrong with the world, is that the father figure has become less important in some people's eyes, and because of that, the woman is treated very poorly by men today, especially millennials. I feel like if the father figure was held accountable again and stepped up and taught them right from wrong at a young age, they would be more willing to stand up and not use the language that we do to refer to women, and not treat them the way that we do, because women are, again, the most important things in our lives. We were made to protect them, we were made to love them, we were made to bond with them, to mate with them. And so whenever I see men treating women a certain way, I go back to my father, who was very adamant about the way I treated women. And it's probably considered like chauvinism now. It used to be chivalry. You open the door for them even if they didn't want it. They're like, I can do it for myself. You can, and I'm going to hold the door open anyway, and you can be mad at me later, because that's the way I was raised, and I'm very grateful for my father for that. If there's one thing that he taught me, it's how to treat women. And I've been very blessed lately, because there's been a lot of women in my life who are just friends, and without knowing how to treat them, I would have probably handled situations poorly previously. And so thank you so much, Dad, for making me a better man, and for helping shape the man who these people are watching today. I know, Dad, you'll never watch this, and that's okay, because I'm saying it to you, and I know you know this. Men don't need to talk about it. You and I don't need to sit down and have a conversation and us bleed our feelings all over the table like a couple of snowflakes. That's just not how we talk. I will tell the camera that. I will tell my viewers that. And that's that I love my father so much. And I will be getting to see him tomorrow. You know, I had to visit my mother early on Mother's Day, but I'm actually opening the store tomorrow, and so I get off early, and so I'm going to be able to go out and talk to him and spend some time with him. And I'm so blessed to have a father who wants to be in my life, and I hope he understands that he raised a son who wants to be in his life. At 25 years old, after you're living on your own and you've taken care of yourself for 7 years now or 8 years now, I'm grateful that I still want to learn from my father and that I still find my dad cool, because he's a cool dude. And I think if you guys see him in some upcoming videos, the car explosion will be one of them. I hope you guys realize how cool that guy is, and he's the reason you guys get to see explosions, and the reason I'm going to blow up a car. He's given me the drive to be better, to strive for greater things in life. He gave me the drive to be a man and to not let the world tell me that I couldn't be. Whenever the world's telling you now that I need a man bun romper, fidget spinner, and double mocha latte decaf frappuccino or whatever it is, my father taught me that you can drink your coffee black and you can go out and you can proudly be a man every day. And so, on that note, happy Father's Day to all the fathers in this video. You are so important and you are so loved by me, by the community. We absolutely adore you. To our men who are overseas right now, who are fathers, thank you so much for fighting for your family. Because I know you're not fighting for me. That's a ridiculous notion to be like, troops are overseas fighting for me. No, you're fighting for your family. And whoever you call family. And that is a 100% noble and godly and worthy cause. Thank you so much for being willing to provide freedom for your family and to fight for freedom and to die for freedom. To all the fathers who are going to be out running trucks tomorrow and you're not going to see your kids because you need to pay the bills, don't feel like you're a failed father. Understand that you're doing it because you love them enough to want to provide for them and make them a better life. To all the farmers out there who are going to be out plowing tomorrow, take your boy with you. Throw him up in the back of that old gleaner called like cat pee and teach him what it's like to work the land and respect the land. To all the fathers who are off tomorrow, take your boy out hunting. That or take him out grilling. Maybe set him down and tell him how important it is that he never wears a man bun ever. Guys, I love you so much. Good luck. God bless. And as always, I will see you in the next video. And the next one I promise to edit for you guys. So, bye-bye.